Hi everyone, this is Sharan here. Welcome to my channel. Today in this video, we are going to see about an unit problem that many data scientists face in their day-to-day job. It is about remembering the scripts for various data analysis stored. Have you ever had any issue in remembering the script for the data analysis that you are planning to do? If yes, you are definitely not alone. A lot of us have issues in remembering the scripts for various data analysis. Yes, it is because the data sets that we work on are completely different. There are so many different types of data sets that we work on. Each and every project are unit by itself. The data are also unit. And the various data analysis that we work on are also very unit depending upon the data sets. And hence, it makes lots of sense if we are not able to remember the script for any particular data analysis, especially while formatting the data or doing a specific data analysis. So what we do, so we search online, we look into Stack Overflow, we copy a sample code, and then we see if it is able to solve our problem. And this is definitely a time-consuming process and definitely not productive. But how can we solve this problem? This can be solved using a simple tool called as Mito. Mito is an extension for Jupyter. So it is a tool that can be downloaded to your Jupyter environment. So it can help you in generating the Python code for various data analysis that you want to do on the data set. So here comes a simple tutorial by Jet from Mito. So we are going to see how to perform various data analysis visually in real time and get the equivalent Python code almost instantly. So in this tutorial from Jet, we will be seeing how do we read data, how do we join two different data sets, how to perform various data analysis visually and generate the equivalent Python code almost instantly. Not only that, we will be seeing how to generate various charts, perform summary statistics, also implement various spreadsheet functionalities and get the Python equivalent code almost instantly. So if you ever have issues in remembering the scripts for various data analysis, this tool is for you. All you need to do is perform the analysis visually using the spreadsheet functionality and get the equivalent Python code. So this will definitely make you very efficient and productive in the work that you are doing. Go through this tutorial until the end and learn all the amazing functionalities of this tool, Mito.
Hey, this is Jake from Mito. I'm going to show you how you can quickly generate Python and analyze your data using the Mito extension to Jupyter. So Mito is a tool you can download into your Jupyter environment. And yeah, let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is get data into the tool. So we can do that multiple ways. One thing we can do is we can insert a data frame as an argument if you're already working with some data above. We can also delete this here. We can also pass in files directly from our file system. So I'm going to add these two CSVs, Amtrak 2010 and zip code 2010. And we'll see our data gets put into the tool as data frames. And below, we will generate this code. So everything we do in the Mito sheet will generate the equivalent Python. So this code here is turning these CSVs into data frames so we can start working with them and generating scripts based on them. Now that we have the data in, we can see these two files share this zip code column. So we can actually join them on the zip code. And we can do this within the tool without actually having to type any code. So we'll click our merge button here. It'll automatically detect that this zip code column is shared between the two files. And then we can join just by leaving these as the settings. And we can also decide what columns we want to keep. We'll decide to keep all of them for now. So I'll just close this. And now you see we've created this new data frame, which is the joined data set on this zip code column. And if I scroll down below, I'll see we generated the code, the equivalent Pandas code for that join. So you can see how we can generate, what is decently complex syntax really quickly with the tool. Beyond that, if we want to now investigate this joined data set, let's say we wanted to look at how many zip codes for each state are present. A really great way to do this would be to use a pivot table. So I'm going to click our pivot table feature. As the row, we will put the state, and as the value, we will put the zip code, and we can use all these different aggregation methods. We're going to use count here. And now we get a pivot table of the amount of zip codes per each state that are present in this data set. And below, you'll see we get the equivalent code for that pivot table here. We can also order this. We can sort it in ascending or descending order to maybe get a better look at the data. So I'll click this column filter button. Here we can add filters, which I'll do in a second, but first I'm just going to show we can put it in ascending or descending order to sort the data in the way that we want. When we do that, we get the equivalent code for that sort. But we can also add filters as well. So I'll add a simple filter here. Let's say we just want to look at the values that are greater than 60. Only one present. Maybe let's add a little more. Greater than 40, let's say, a little more generous. We can see the data set adjusts in real time as we change the number that we're filtering on. And below, we generate the code for that filter, which is really valuable. Beyond that, we can also investigate the data. I'm going to take this filter off really quickly. We can investigate the data a bit more visually. So we provide a distribution graph or a frequency chart for any column, as well as summary statistics for the column. So a really good way to get some high-level information on the data that you're dealing with. So I'll close this. We can also interact with the data in somewhat of a spreadsheet format using spreadsheet functions. So we can add a column to any data set and then do operations using normal spreadsheet functionality, like spreadsheet functions like concat, for example. You click on this documentation button, oops, you will get a list of all the spreadsheet functions that we support. It varies from numerical things to a lot of data cleaning properties, left, right, trim, mid, functions like that. And we can also do conditional things like ifs, ands, and ors, really valuable for manipulating your data and munging it and cleaning it and getting it in the format that's best for you. And I'll just show you a quick example of how that works. Let's say we want to concatenate two pieces of data together. So this will concatenate the columns. Here's our concatenated data. And below, we get the equivalent code. And then the last thing I just want to point out, I won't get into it too deeply, but because we're generating a script here, what we can do is we can save these analyses and then replay them on other data sets. And all we have to do for that is hit the save button. And what it does is it saves the logic here. It saves the steps that we've taken. And then we can replay those steps to a similarly structured data set. So you can imagine if you have a process where you're analyzing a similar set of data, maybe it's a data set that's being updated, maybe once a day, once a month, twice a day, once a week, whatever it is, you can sort of automate that process within the tool. It's sort of like a macro within the Python environment. But definitely more functionality we could go into, but I'll sort of leave here with a high-level look into the tool. Essentially, it's a great way to generate code really quickly, and in a lot of examples, code that can be a little bit hard to do by hand. It might take some time to go look up the exact right syntax. We essentially give you that in this point-and-click format. And then also a great way to investigate your data a bit more visually. So yeah, I hope you sign up to use the tool and would love to meet you at some point. Thanks.
And that's it for today. I hope you have learned something new today. I really hope this particular tool helps you in making you more productive in your data science project and making use of your time efficiently. Especially, we spend about 80% of time in the data analysis process, and it is really important for us to be very efficient and productive. If you like what I am doing here, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you think this might be very useful to any of your friends, please share it with them as well. That's it for now. See you in the next session. Bye until then.